Good morning, everyone, and happy Tuesday. Hope you're having a wonderful day so far. It's a little gloomy outside, so it's a little tough to get going this morning, but hey, we're here. It's another day in the valley. So here's what we're looking at currently: overcast conditions and a lot of these clouds that we're seeing, real thick cloud cover. So it's going to make us a little tough. It's going to make it a little tough going to get into those low end 70s for the next couple of hours. But what we are anticipating is for temperatures to get into those low 70s for our highs today. 80s are possible for a few areas. Looks like Muscle Shoals is our outlier at the moment, 73. So we're still hanging on to upper end 70s for the highs officially today, but we'll see how that changes. Holding on for the 3-degree. But anywho, right now, lots of cloud cover. Looks like we're getting some peaks of sunshine throughout the shoals, but everywhere else, keeping a lot of that cloud cover throughout the rest of the day. Thankfully, today is a drier day than what we saw out of Monday afternoon and evening. However, Wednesday is your next first alert weather day. So in the next 12 hours, we'll see our temperatures get up to those upper end 70s. Like I mentioned, we'll be just below 80 here in Huntsville. But as we go through the rest of our night, we're anticipating to see those low end 70s. It's going to be a little muggy as well going into the next couple of hours. We pick up a nice breeze in the evening as well. May see a pocket of sunshine going into the sunset hours. So just before 6 o'clock, may see some possible sunlight peek through the clouds, but we're expecting pretty overcast conditions all day long. So here's a look at the next couple of days. Again, first alert weather day on Wednesday, not Thursday, sorry. But we do anticipate to see a lot of these storms building in for Wednesday. So let's walk through the rest of today. It looks like we're picking up some slight showers, really just some drizzle. And honestly, not too widespread. A couple of folks may see it throughout tonight, but biggest concern, Wednesday. As we get out the door, you'll notice we start the day out with a couple of those light showers. A couple of areas we'll see some misting rain, a steady but light drizzle going into Wednesday around 9:30. You'll want to keep that umbrella on standby from the early morning hours into the rest of the day because we're expecting things to take a turn in the afternoon. So let's fast forward to that for you. Here's what we're looking at. In the afternoon, we're expecting to see some passing showers pick up. So the commute home won't be as slick and wet as it was yesterday, but we'll see our evening get a little bit to that concerning point around 8 o'clock. So far, that's the timing at the moment. So our western communities, those folks will see a lot of those rain chances moving into their forecast right around 8 o'clock in the evening. So if you have Wednesday evening church service or anything that you have planned on your Wednesday night, maybe you're running to get some errands, try and do it earlier if at all possible. Maybe push it to a different day. But what we are anticipating is to see this strong line of storms moving in. And the deal is could see some larger sized hail out of this, kind of similar setup to yesterday, just a little bit stronger. You'll notice this day is pretty organized along that front there. So about 11:30 is when it'll make its way over to our eastern communities. Again, a large concern is that large hail and wind gusts are expected to be near 50 to 60 miles per hour with this because it is moving so quick and it's not as widespread of a cluster as we've seen out of Saturday and even last night. That's a good thing to note, but depending on the speed of this, we could be tracking this throughout the overnight hours as well with some of those severe threats to the valley. So that's one of our big concerns. Going through the rest of your Wednesday night into early Thursday morning, you'll want to keep that umbrella around because we'll see some more rain chances passing into early Thursday morning. Should clear out as we get ready to start the workday around 6-7 o'clock. So should clear out by that point, but still it's going to be heavier rain. And by the afternoon, nice, dry, and really clear conditions. Can't really say there will be too much cloud cover. It'll be nice, and gorgeous. However, you can look at these temperatures. We're going to see a drop in the forecast because our highs here lately, upper 70s, low end 80s. We've been nice and spring-like, although well above our average for this time of year. It's still been nice and spring-like outside. We're about to drop that back into the 40s. And when I show you this 10-day, don't get upset, but we are expecting to see a possible freeze out of the next couple of days. I'll show you that in a moment. So again, here's your storm threats going into Wednesday. Wednesday evening, about 6 o'clock, all the way into midnight, carrying over into the wee hours of Thursday morning, 1 to 4 a.m. even. So 40 plus mile per hour winds, pretty high. We're even expecting to see possibly 50 to 60. That was the last assessment made by the National Weather Service. Heavy rainfall for sure. Large hail has gone from low to moderate, and brief tornado, because we saw this upper level rotation, which really pushes out more hail for our community. If you stuck with us yesterday, we had several moments where hail cores were expanding and we were starting to see more opportunities for hail in different spots. It was very spotty. However, we did have reports of hail. And again, if you guys have any photos, please send those in through our Facebook. We'd love to get that because we like to report that to the National Weather Service. So be on the lookout as you see these storms tomorrow passing through the valley. We love to send that stuff off to them to make sure that we're able to assess as a group what's coming to the valley and what's passing through and what people are seeing. So you guys have better eyes out there than our team would. And here we're only really able to see the radar and look through cameras, but you guys are out and about in the cities and areas, knowing what's flooding, knowing what's where strong winds are located, or even where hail's going to be. So again, with that upper level rotation that we saw yesterday, because tomorrow's storms are a bit stronger in nature, what we're looking at as far as the assessments from the Storm Prediction Center and National Weather Service, what we are anticipating is a low chance for brief tornadoes. However, the low chance is a touch higher than what we saw out of Saturday and Monday, Monday's storms. So keep that in mind as you go through your evening plans for tomorrow. Really be cognizant and aware of what's going on. You want to make sure you go ahead and have that WAFF 48 First Alert Weather app on standby, because we will alert you as things go. And when we're in between shows, like yesterday, we saw a lot of the hail cores popping up, and it was in between shows. Make sure you're able to stream us on Facebook, here on YouTube, anywhere that you're able to watch us. Make sure you're able to do that, because if something should go in between our shows, because this is ready to pick up at 6 p.m. and we go off air for a few hours going into 6:30 and beyond. So we don't really come back on air till about 10 o'clock. That means there's going to be a good chance that we'll have to stream or even go into wall-to-wall coverage. But usually wall-to-wall coverage doesn't tend to happen unless we are within tornado watch territory. But even still, we will stream as need be. So let's take a look at your 10-day just to show you. I know I mentioned it a moment ago, and some of you are like, please, when is this freeze happening? So we're expecting to see some cooler conditions going into Thursday, right? We've got these strong storms coming in Wednesday. Should see some leftover showers going into Thursday morning. We'll drop to about 50 degrees. You'll notice that's about 20 or so degree drop. Maybe 22. Yeah, if my math's right. But you'll notice Friday morning we'll start in the 30s, 37 degrees. That is 5 degrees above freezing. So going into Friday, though, we're expecting our highs to be around 69 and 70. Then going into Saturday, we recover back into those 70s, but we see more rain coming into Sunday and Monday. Another cold front kind of pushing into that. So we go from 78 to 47. These are some fun numbers. So we'll start that morning off for Monday, 43. So you may want to pull those jackets back out. You may not need the heavy jackets just yet, but you'll definitely want to pull out the layers, bring those back. St. Patrick's Day on Tuesday. So I know a lot of folks are looking ahead to celebrating. It's going to be a chillier day than anticipated, 46 degrees here in Huntsville, but there's also the St. Patrick's Day Parade happening in Huntsville on Saturday. I believe it's from 10 to 2. We'll have to, we're mentioning it in our shows for sure. So don't quote me on that timing, but I know it's going to be earlier in the day. Mostly sunny on Saturday, so nothing to worry about. Gorgeous conditions. We're back in the 70s, so a little comfortable. But we do start to see a lot of roller coasters of forecasts going for us. So with that, I'll be on air for TVL in the next 5 or so minutes. Make sure you tune in, get a full look at your forecast at noon as well. And Brad is back, so he'll be here this evening. And if we have to jump into streaming wall-to-wall coverage, then we will do just that. With that being said, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will be back in office by Friday. So have a great rest of your week.